All right, one more. We're in Jeremiah 22. Jerky boy, Richard Joyce. I can't even rebuke this guy correctly because he doesn't even bring up anything in this chapter that makes any sense. He said that it's about following the authority of your rulers, your governors and your presidents and your. It's not about that. It's about being careful. If you don't know what's going on in our country is going downhill so fast. This fucking criminal, pedophile, misogynist demon, that orange protuberance, has, you don't even know the damage he's done. He has destroyed so much, and I'm not going to go into it because if you don't know, then fucking just keep maggoting it away. Wait and see. This place is fucking cooked chicken. Anyway, Heavenly Father, bless the message. We love you, honor you, praise you. Amen. So instead of it being about rulership and about bowing down to your authorities, it's basically about God going, Donald Trump isn't ruling shit. He's ruling in his mind, and everything he's doing is unrighteous. He's designed to be a fucking devil. So at the end of Jeremiah 22, it's talking about Jehoiakim getting thrashed. The Lord's going to thrash him because he's a evil fucking orange protuberance like Richard Joyce and like Donald Trump and these idiots. It says, the wind shall eat up all your pastors. I try and teach you guys this all the time, but you don't believe it. I like my pastor. I like Jack Hibbs. Whatever. It says, the wind will eat up all your pastors, and thy lovers shall go into captivity. Surely then shall thou be ashamed and confounded for all your wickedness. When there's nothing left to call on, when you guys have nothing left to call on, there's nothing left. Your lovers are gone. No one cares about you. You're gonna be out in the weeds going, "Where's Jeff? Where's Jeff?" Not out there in the weeds, that's for sure. I'm the one that loves you. I'm the one that cares about you, not these Richard Joyce. Like he gives a fuck. He's a funny man. Anyway. Oh, inhabitants of Lebanon that make thy nest in the cedars. When all you goofballs that go to the church house. How gracious shalt thou be when pangs come upon thee, the pain as of a woman in travail. That has to do with my tribe again. Rachel travailed, giving birth to Benjamin, my tribe. She's the one that travailed. She's the one that gave birth to the prophetic tribe of Benjamin, me. The captains over Israel, the badass, divine seraphim angels. That's what it's talking about. These people are gonna when it gets confusing, for these knuckleheads, they're not gonna have anywhere to go. They're not gonna understand. Why does it hurt so bad? Why isn't it coming out? Aren't I dilated? What's going on? What's going on? They don't know. They're gonna be crying out like a woman in travail. It hurts. It hurts. Why am I so stupid? Why does being stupid hurt so bad? Because you wouldn't listen. It's not so much you're stupid. You're prideful, Richard Joyce, Tony Williams, on and on and on. These pastors have their shit set. They're taking your money and they're telling you lies, and they love it. And you guys are all sucked into the same idea. You guys are all stuck on stupid. All these fake Christians that know nothing about the Bible. Richard Joyce, oh, David's the biggest king of, he was the best king of all Israel. No, he wasn't, nigga. Solomon, Jesus Christ, bro. Solomon sat on David's throne. How could David be a better king if Solomon sat on it? If Jesus is sitting on his throne? Anyhow, Coniah's seed shall not rule. Coniah is Jehoiakim. That's his nickname. The young Coniah, the son of Jehoiakim, was carried away captive in Nebuchadnezzar's second campaign against Jerusalem, but lived on in captivity beyond the captor's death. Even when it was over for him. As I live, said the Lord, though Coniah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, were the signet upon my right hand, yet would I pluck thee thence. Rapture? Harpazo? Plucked? If you guys knew the Bible, you'd know Paul was twisting these fucking Thessalonians' nipples. And they were like, okay, rapture, we get it. No, you don't. You're stupid. He was faking these Thessalonians out so they wouldn't be such little fucking crybaby bitches. Yeah, you're gonna go dance on the cloud. He's gonna pluck you up. No, he was saying you guys are fucked up. You guys are never gonna come out of it. He's gonna rip you out like a weed. Anyway, you were the signet ring on my hand, yet would I pluck thee thence, and I will give thee unto the hand of them that seek thy life, and unto the hand whose face you fear, even the hand of the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, and into the hand of the Chaldeans, and I will cast thee out, and thy mother that bare thee, into another country where you were not born, and there you shall die. You're out in the field. You've been cast out. Some of these people are actually Israel, and they don't know it, and they're out in the field with the Gentiles going, it's sickening. But to the land whereunto they desire to return, neither shall they not return. Is this man Coniah a despised broken idol? Is he a vessel wherein there is no pleasure? Wherefore are they cast out, he and his seed, and are cast into a land which they know not? Is this about following your leaders, Richard Joyce? Maria, is this about following the leader? No, it's saying you're fucked if you follow Jehoiakim. You're gonna follow your stupid ass pastor. You're gonna follow your Richard Joyce, your Tony Williams, your Ashley Hayes. You're gonna follow these rapture reprobates out into the weeds, and you're gonna get stuck out there. Anyhow, O earth, O earth, O earth, 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 hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord, write ye this man childless, a man that shall not prosper in his days, for no man of his seed shall prosper, sitting upon the throne of David and ruling any more in Judah. What actually happened? What actually is happening? Solomon's on that throne. No one's going to knock him off that throne. Solomon's on there for good. This is where it ended. It's over. It's over for these kings of Judah. It isn't. This isn't about follow Judah. This is don't follow Judah. Follow Solomon and Benjamin. Judah and Benjamin. Follow Jerusalem, Benjamin and Jesus. The lamb will lay down with the wolf. The lamb is Jesus and the wolf is Benjamin. The lamb will lay down with the wolf. The lamb will lay down with the wolf. Read it. Learn it. Know it. The lamb will lay down with the wolf. Verse 1 of chapter 23. Let's move ahead of Dick Joyce. Woe unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. Good work, Richard Joyce, you dumb fucker. King David's the best. He ruled the best of all the kings. No, he didn't, nigga. It was Solomon, bro. Anyhow. Although Jehoiachin's grandson Zerubbabel was governor of Judah, he was never Israel's king. Zerubbabel was Jesus Christ too. Zerubbabel was governor of Judah during the time of Ezra. Zerubbabel was the spirit of Jesus Christ. But I would go into this story down here because it talks about how Solomon. Should I do it since I said it? Let's move forward. It is what it is. Solomon's on the throne. You can't get him off the throne. There's no more. After this, there's no more kings of Judah. It's over. These earthly kings. Woe unto the pastors that destroy my people and scatter them. Therefore, thus said the Lord, God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. You have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you evil in your doings. Richard Joyce isn't a pastor. He isn't a servant. He isn't anointed to teach the Bible. He's anointed by the devil to draw you out, like it says. I'm going to drive you out into the field, and you're going to get stuck there because you're a fucking knucklehead that wouldn't listen to the prophet. No one wants it. No one wants it. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries where I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. That's me. 3 children, 3 different women, 3 grandkids. I was the last in my line. I'm back. If I wouldn't have been born, there would have been no more Deloachs. I was born, I had 2 sons and a daughter. My 2 sons had 3 sons, 2 and 1. So now there was going to be none. Now there's 6. And there probably would have been 7, but I aborted one of my children. I fucked myself. I'm gonna get big whoopings for that, but anyhow, back to the story. Jeremiah 23. And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them. That's me. I'm feeding you now. I'm your shepherd. I'm the boss. And they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking. Like I said, I have everything. I don't need anything from any of you. I don't need anything. What are you going to teach me, Richard Joyce? You going to teach me the Bible, Richard Joyce? Pilgrims. What's this fucking channel? Pilgrim's Devotion. Why don't you get devoted to learning how to read, Richard Joyce? That might help you. A righteous branch. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. If you go back to what I was teaching you earlier this morning about Solomon being Jesus, remember he reigned and executed judgment and wisdom? It says it right here, judgment and justice in the earth. And his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called, the Lord of our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. There's no place. There's no Jerusalem. There's no Israel. That's a play. That's a lie. That's a fucking deception. Those people aren't the people of God. It says right here, they're going to be everywhere. They're going to be in their own land. I'm right here in Huntington where I belong. Anyhow, the profane prophets and priests. Mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine has overcome, because of the Lord and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of adulterers. Yeah, go to your church house. Go. Go do your donuts. Go. Because of the swearing of the land mourneth, the pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. You're fucked. You churchies are, you Gentile pagan knuckleheads that are in the church house. For both prophet and priest are profane, yea, in my house have I found their wickedness. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as a slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein, for I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation. Look at these guys that have all faded away. Joel Osteen, and I forget all their names because I've been out of that church house theme for so long. Joyce Myers, Creepshow Dollar, Benny Hinn. That's what we're talking about here. Let me move forward because this is a long chapter. And I've seen folly in the prophets. I've seen also the prophets of Jerusalem, a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, and none does return from their wickedness. They are all full of them unto me like Sodom and Gomorrah. Therefore the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. Some of my people, some of Benjamin are just wicked as fuck. They call it Jerusalem backwater. It's the backwater of Jerusalem. It's these people that rose up out of my tribe and decided not to be honest. Hearken not unto the false prophets. Same thing. The Lord said, you shall have peace, and they shall say, everyone that walks after the imagination of his own heart. Richard Joyce, the hamster wheel. Woo, 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 woo. Let me tell you about the kids that are doing these takeovers. I could give a fuck, Richard Joyce, about what the kids are doing in these takeovers. Put that up your ass, bro. Sit on it. Spin on it. Yeah, the world's upside down. You think it's something new that kids are fucking revolting? What an idiot. For who has stood in the counsel of the Lord and has perceived and heard his word? I have. Who has marked his word and heard it? I have. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in fury. He's mad, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. He's not fucking around. If you're trying to teach the Bible and you're a dumbass like Richard Joyce, you don't know how fucking pounded you're going to get. These priests and prophets, these pastors out here, these megachurch pastors, good luck, bro. When the Lord catches up with these fuckers, it's going to be a sad day. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. I just use Richard Joyce as my main example. No one told him to go do God videos. He has to build himself up some way because he has nothing. He's a nobody. So he does God videos so that he feels good about himself, because he's really rotten all the way through. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. He won't listen to me. He won't. He can't. He can't hear. His heart is darkened and his ears are sealed. Just like a lot of these pagan Gentile church house Christians. They don't want to believe in regeneration. They don't want to believe that angels are walking among them. They don't like that. They like to think about giants and rapture and things that aren't in the Bible. They like to make up their own shit. Vain imagination. Am I a God at hand, said the Lord, and not a God afar off? He's right here. He's at hand. Prophesying false dreams. People talk about their dreams. Filthy dreamers. You are filthy fucking dreamers. I had a dream. The Lord told me this and the Lord told me that. Can any hide himself in a secret place that the Lord will not see him? Do not I fill heaven and earth, said the Lord? He's everywhere. I have heard what the prophet said that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I've dreamed. If you hear anybody talking about dreams, run. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. I don't prophesy. I don't talk about anything that's not in the Bible that I can prove. It's provable if you can understand literature. If you don't understand literature, you're not going to understand the Bible. And that's why so many knuckleheads are out here trying to teach the Bible. Because they think it's shallow fucking kiddie pool shit. It's not. It's a deep ocean. The prophets that had a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that has my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat? What does it mean? What does Richard Joyce's bullshit mean to me? Nothing. What does rapture mean to me? Nothing. It's chaff. It's weeds. It's to be plucked up and burned. It's not plucked up to go dance on the clouds. It's plucked up to get burned. People are stupid. Is not my word a fire? Isn't it like a hammer that breaks rocks in pieces? Slam! I slam these fuckers. I slam these fuckers. I crack them like a hammer. I crack them like a cookie. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets of the Lord that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets of the Lord that use their tongues and say, he said. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, said the Lord, and do tell them and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Like I said, they're in the shallow end. You don't take this shit seriously because you have no ability. Most people have no ability to dig in. No, most people have a little sand shovel, a little plastic sand shovel, and they think they're making a castle with their little shovel. You need a backhoe for this shit. Therefore, they shall not profit the people at all. I'm telling you. You come here, you get profit. You hang out with people like Richard Joyce, you're cooked chicken.